have a working chain burn list for you today. It appears that Ogdoadics are running around, and is this Mimighoul Ryzeal? If you get smashed and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more content. Now this is one of the things I have been looking forward to most. We finally got our hands on that top 8 chain burn list out here. And this is actually kind of impressive. We're weighing in at a nice 47 cards, which is a little bit much, honestly. But it does kind of showcase, what this deck is capable of doing and, the power that you're able to do with this. Yes, we are relying on Pot of Extract here to get you some of those major draws. You also do see that we have the Bad Luck Blast in here as well. I love that. Of course, I see we have the Secret Blast as well. You see the Dimension Walls actually supporting you. And of course, we're actually playing triple copies of the Gravedigger's Trap Hole. This is going to be one of the things just to ensure that you're going to get that 2k off on your opponent. Close out the game. And of course, Magic Cylinders in here as well. One of the things I do see that this deck is doing is some transaction rollback stuff. Being able to roll this on out and get to one of these, trap cards to kind of close out the game is going to be really important for you. Outside of that, I see, oh my gosh, we have Boo Boo Game down here as well. I love this. You also do see that we are doing lose some 1 turns down here as well. Kind of something that we were observing a little bit was this chamber needed a way to use skill drain without using skill drain. So you kind of look to things like lose 1 turn here as that option. I also do see one of the strongest things you're going to be able to have is going to be Waking the Dragon. Being able to bust out, any super boss monster that you could need against your opponent, depending on the situations, what Waking the Dragon is going to give you. And I gotta tell you, having that extra, insurance policy is going to be really stupid. Also, being able to bring this off of the trap trick, sayonara, duelist. I'm sorry for your loss. You just got sent back to the Stone Ages. So, quite interesting. Next up here, we have Ogdoadic Mitsurugi. Now, I know this deck was very talked about and very, very talked about in the beginning stages of the Mitsurugi coming out here. And I think it had one successful run in the very early stages, and then it just kind of disappeared off into the sunset. Well, we come back today and we actually get to see this deck entering back into the spotlight, and this is exactly the kind of stuff I love to see, man. I love to see that Ogdoadic is able to, kind of pitch together and do the thing here. In terms of the big Ogdoadic stuff, though, I see we have 1 Karuse, the 1 Niflbis, and then we're doing 1 copy of the Ogdoadic here as well. We're also doing triple copies of Daybreak. If you've paid much attention to how this deck functionally wants to do its thing, Daybreak is an insane card. It just does so much for you. Being able to set up and access, more link plays than anything before. Also, because Feral Imp here is not a nice once per turn, enjoy going through all of the interactions that you're going to want to see as you're kind of climbing up here to ensure that we can get to those big end board pieces so that we can kind of set up and do our thing. Truthfully, outside of that, I don't think that, we're going to see too much more success out of this variant. Obviously, that might change post-Alliance Inside out here, where we do get the rest of the Mitsurugi support out here, so you can actually, backdoor in that synergy. Typically, we do get the best cards on the first side being dropped in, so unfortunately, I can't imagine that we're going to get too many game changers out here with this, but, a bigger, stronger ritual I think would do this deck a lot of good. But it is just nice seeing that, the Ogdoadic cards, even to this day, are still, living up to their initial structure. Daybreak is the deck, honestly. Ooh, okay, so this is a pile of cards, first of all. I got sent this, and they talked about how this deck was very successful out of their OTS championship, and I'm still sitting here, I'm like, huh? You had an OTS championship run with this? You were able to smash down and do some okay. So basically out here, we've made jokes. We've talked about the Mimighoul package against against other Ryzeal decks is just insane, man. Like, your opponent's just gonna be like, what What am I supposed to do with this? Well, nothing, actually. So what you're doing here is you're putting these up against your opponent, kind of laughing at them. You're using the Ryzeal package as the insanely strong anchor for this deck to, do its degeneracy. And then, I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm not going to have fun. You got a Dungeon Master on the field with a detonator sitting next to it, with the Sex Dungeon running. Like, that's not going to happen, man. I ain't going to win that. Like, that's just asking for being... You know what's even more freaking hilarious to me? We had the audacity to put Swords of Revealing Light in this deck, and the fact that they got away with actually playing Swords is even crazier to me, because this actually worked. There was success here to be had. Swords of Revealing Light actually did its frickin' job in this deck, and that's amazing, man. I love this. If you want a really fun off the wall deck right now that you could just play against your opponent and have your opponent go, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Like, if they out the Mimighoul stuff and then you just cheese troll them with Ryzeal, like I would want to concede the game too, man. Like, you start off with handing your opponent the stuff and then you're like, oh, okay, like, I don't have to worry about anything, and then bam, full Ryzeal combo. Yeah, I'd concede too. Understandable. We have some hero action for you. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like all these hero decks are kind of starting to blend together in my mind. When you look at these functionally, and the way that these are rolling out here, I don't know. I feel like there's a lack of, I can't even really say creativity anymore, because with the way that these decks are, it's just looking pretty straightforward. We are doing the Infernal Raider in here. I have mixed opinions about this card. I understand why this card does do some strong things, but on the flip side of things, sometimes it's not the greatest. Maximizing on this, you do see the one Dark Fusion in here, which is fine. Let's see here. All of your spell cards. Well, also, first of all, we're at 60 cards, which I think has been kind of the new norm for hero builds. That, or you're going to get a little bit saucy and you're going to mess around like 55 or something. But this pretty much is Jaden's legacy at this point in time. You're able just to, take all of the hero cards in general, slap them together, and congratulations, you have this hoshposh. But also, playing 60 cards, you got room now for the crossouts. You got room for the droplets. You're able to get all of these bits and pieces shoved in here together and actually get this deck going. And also, we're playing Exchange down here. I'm happy to report that Exchange is back again, just to make sure that, if your opponent's doing, Nibiru shenanigans, we'll go ahead and we'll take that away. What's the worst they're going to do? They're going to jack our Stratos. Yeah, it's okay. I didn't need the Stratos to start a combo anyway. We're also side decking a Dark Contact down here as well. You also do see the Dark Angel down here. Dark Angel's been kicked out of the main deck for so long out here. Like, I actually understand why. And of course, hey, look, we got some thrust action as well, but this feels pretty normal, honestly. Next up here, we have a Memento deck. It's actually one, I think it was an 800 mana event or something, which is crazy to be thinking about out here. The Memento has been gassing up this strongly. Also, 2 copies of Meows in the main deck. No Fool Wars down here. You don't have Perulias. They actually just straight chose to use the Meows interaction. You also do see that we are doing Metaltronius plays in here as well. Not in the standard shenanigans that you would expect, though. This is just going to be able to bring out a combo piece or something, because, can you find me a detonator down here? Nope, no detonator down here. Also, hello Chaos Hunter, hello Lancia. You have the standard detour cards against your opponent. You've also got the Scatter Shot to punish your opponent as well. To be truthfully honest with you, Memento decks, they all seem incredibly straightforward. This one, with the little tech choices you've got going on here, the Goblin Cage being that little detour to ensure that, you're going to get your pieces to resolve. This has been a very TCG thing. OCG has just gone away from this. They don't even want to look at this right now, which I don't know how I feel about that, man. I think that the Grand Breakout does have its merits. I think that there is something to be said about this card, but if you're just going to totally ignore it all the way around, Yeah, I don't know, but that's all I got for you guys today. I'm honestly excited most about the chain burn list, and you know what other cool things are going to come out of this format. So please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.